So, Critical Revengeance got its anticipated Halloween update. I mean, I was expecting it to be mid-October, but not this early. Anyways, this patch got a lot of stuff that changes the meta, and adds a whole new boss and a new area. So let's get into it. So starting off, we're gonna go talk about the balance changes. So, most notably, we have by far some of the most controversial item balance changes. And these items are Appletana, Cataclysm Overdrive, and Salvation's Grace. So starting off, we have Appletana cooldown going from 15 to 16.5 seconds. I think 15 seconds is fine, and the 1.5 seconds added is a little unnecessary. Sure, it's not that much, but it really adds up. Next, we have Cataclysm Overdrive. Cataclysm Overdrive is now a chest plate. In exchange, they buff its passive from 85% increased damage to 100%. And instead of taking 40% of your max HP, it takes 25% of your max HP. It also now provides 5% crit chance, 60 damage, 80 less defense, 1 jump, 60 magic, 150 mana, and 2 walk speed. Nothing to say about this besides, if you want damage, then you should go for this item. I actually really like this now because this chestplate actually competes with the old meta chestplates like Autumn Staff and Anchor. And lastly, we have the Salvation's Grace, where along with Cataclysm Overdrive, it got turned into a chestplate, where along with its passive before, it now provides 5% crit chance, 15 damage, 85 defense, 675 health, 1 less jump, 15 magic, and 1 walk speed. They also made this a chestplate as to prevent Cataclysm Overdrive and Salvation's Grace being used in the same build. Okay, so now into some other balance changes. I will briefly talk about the changes before this patch as they were supposed to be part of the update, but got released early. So, to sum up the last patch changes, Heretic now has better self-sustainability and DPS, Combo Sword now has better damage and increased duration for some buffs, Mage gives less damage and attack down on enemies, and Wolfsight's damage was doubled. For the actual patch changes, Autumn Aura got a buff where its dodge chance got increased from 15% to 20%, and now gets a 20% attack buff for 20 seconds on dodge. And the Spring Aura got a buff where when you heal, you gain a 25% defense buff for 8 seconds. Katar's DOT increased from 15% to 30% without style level, and Katar's DOT increased from 20% to 45% with style level increase. Katar's was already a pretty good class before this, but now it's an extremely good class. Can't wait to see what people do with this class. Anyways, next, regeneration skill got nerfed from 1.5% max HP per second to 1% every second, which is okay, you know, it's just 1/3 of your health. It's still going to be a pretty good skill. But anyways, and the last balance change this update was Railgun Overcharged buff from 300% to 375%. Woohoo, a Railgun buff. Alright, that's all the balance changes in the update, so now it's time to talk about all the new things added this patch. We'll start from small to large. So, they made the buff and debuff UI have rows of 5 instead of 4 and made the icon smaller. A new feature has been added called Curses. They reside in the skill tree and provide unique permanent challenges to the player. So far, there is only permadeath. Skills that have an orb activation or whatever the sort now displays the percentage rates of specific classes. A new island has been added to the game and can be accessed under an overpass at the Plains of Inidia. This new island sports 2 fishing quests, 2 slaying quests, 1 raid boss, and 13 new skins. Of course, I can't showcase any of the new skins as they take a while to grind and I'm just a heretic. You can get the new skins from present drops from quests or the raids. I will not talk about the raid boss in this video, as I want you guys to, you know, fight it for yourself and see what it's like. And also, I want to make a guide for it at some point, so stay tuned for that as well. And lastly, an all-class skin near Explorer Guild. Here's how you get to it. This area has a dark fountain. Once you interact with it, you need a variety of materials to craft the black knife, which is an all-class Roaring Knight skin. Basically, the materials required are fishing and boss drops, as well as the black shard cosmetic from opening presents. And with that, that's everything you should know about the Halloween event in Critical Revengeance. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you fellers next time. Goodbye!